Well, hello again. It's on the road from it's we're on the road with Beyond the Frame Live. Can you tell I've done one too many of these things for today?
See, and I was late. I gave you a break.
You just threw me all off, and I can't do it. Anyway, so we are here today, and we have Beth Standlee with us today.
Beth Standlee.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Well, it's so nice to have you here today. And you know, what are you most excited about this year for Bowl Expo?
Well, I'm glad to be here.
Yes.
Right? I couldn't wait for the show floor to start. We've been so busy at my booth. I'm just kind of surprised because, you know, as a vendor, we're concerned about attendance and that sort of thing. And it's been very active. People seem so happy to be here. And I got to tell you, I think the most exciting thing is every single hug, one right after another.
Yes.
I can't get enough of it. So,
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Well, it has really been a good show, and it's so nice to just see, like you said, people coming into the booth and they're smiling and they're happy. And, you know, we're really starting to see businesses coming back for so many of our centers, and that's quite exciting. Let me ask you, do you think that our customer has changed?
So my customer, well, is really your customer as well. We have the proprietor, and I think the change is that those folks who were fiscally fit, fiscally, did I say that? Yeah, fiscally fit, and were able to take advantage of the programs that were out there. I think those folks, if they're still standing, I think they're stronger than ever. I think leaders have had to learn to make decisions more quickly. Sometimes I think that when we're fat, dumb, and happy, and the business is good, we aren't as good.
Yes,
Like we don't have to make decisions as quickly. We don't have to do what needs to be done.
Yes.
Because, you know,
We
if
get a
everything
little bit
complacent or
Yes.
comfortable, yes,
Yes.
and we can't do that. And so, yeah, I think things have changed. I think people are looking to leadership lessons more. I think they've got, in my opinion, they've got to figure out how to attract the kind of people that are like them and believe in their culture and want to take us to the next step. So.
Well, you know, it's really interesting that you say that, because one of the challenges that we're seeing in bowling centers is that they are struggling to find staff members and to find quality staff members that want to work.
Yes.
And we were just talking about the importance of allowing them to see your vision and allowing them to come into your story. But yes, definitely, we've seen that staffing seems to be a big issue with most of the centers right now.
It is. We revamped one of our long-standing programs. We've always believed that you could hire frontline by having job fair and audition. You know, try people out, the try before you buy process. And we still believe in that. It is harder. It seems to be more difficult. Our experience has been not as many people will come out. But the people that are interested and they perform. We expanded that, though. We expanded that book so that it included leadership lessons, how to cast that vision. Because I think a lot of times people have an understanding about who they are and what they mean to be, but it's right here.
Yes.
I know I did
Yes.
as a business owner and as a visionary, but when I was able to get it out of my head into people's hearts, it made all the difference. It made a difference in knowing the filters to run people through to hire and put on my team, and I just want to encourage a proprietor. I know how hard it is right now, but don't settle.
That's
exactly
right.
You know, because a warm body isn't enough. We were doing an issue processing with a location at a conference a couple of weeks back, and she said, this guy just keeps calling off, you know, and he's never there. And I said, and so what consequences are there? What kind of accountability? And she said, well, I'm afraid to let him go because I can't find anybody else. And I said, but what happens when he doesn't show up? Well, I'm working the shift. I said, well, so what's different about not having him? Because you don't have him now.
or even having him with an attitude or definitely an air about him that people can pick up on by his body language that, I really don't want to be here.
Right.
People can tell, and they deserve a better experience than that.
They do. It's a toxic situation. So one of the things that we've seen people do is to compress their hours and be open fewer hours until they can get the staff up to the standard that they want. And I, quite frankly, think that's a better idea. I have a client who went from 84 operating hours to 32. And so now his best people, his management, they're working Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday because that's when the work is. He's got same store plus revenues, and he's going to put more than $350,000 to the bottom line because of payroll savings.
Very nice. And we've said it time and time again, people are willing to pay for a great experience, but you have to deliver it consistently.
The key word there was great experience.
That's exactly right.
And consistent. And consistently.
Right there with great.
Absolutely.
We're experiencing that here in Kentucky. They're not ready.
Yeah.
They are not ready for a big conference, and you can see that in the service. And I think that we all have a little grace for hospitality. I mean, especially those of us in the hospitality industry, right? But how long is that going to last? How long is the customer going to be patient?
Well,
I'll tell you, the group has only lasted a couple of days, and they're done with it, right?
Well, and the thing is, when you have an experience like this, you tend to not want to go back to do it again because you've had a bad experience. I know, at least from a restaurant standpoint, if we give somebody a try and we have poor service, it's really hard for us to say we want to go back.
Right. Agreed.
So
it's important. I think we're in a grace period right now, but I don't think it'll last very long. So.
Absolutely. So I want to ask you, we had Jeff Foxworthy this morning, and so we are having a little bit of fun with that.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. You're in the bowling entertainment industry.
Oh my gosh!
I know it's harder than it looks.
You might be a bowler if.
There you go.
Yeah, you might be a bowler if you know what a toe is.
Oh, for those of us who aren't from Texas, a toe is very southern thing.
It is a southern thing, and it is you just scored more than me because you got a Brooklyn stride.
Yeah.
That's what that means.
When I hear toe, I
Such
think
a toe.
I think of Zeno Garcia.
Oh yeah, that's
Poor
right.
Zeno.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one. Well, let me ask you, was there one thing that you did while sheltering in place that you don't want to let go of and you want to continue doing?
I appreciate that question. Absolutely there is. And I may have already broken it, but I did it to go on a personal trip, not a work trip. So I'm an early riser, and I love that power hour, which is really almost 2 hours for me in the morning. And I study. I'm faithful to study and to pray and to meditate and to walk. And I don't want to disrupt that anymore. I was always the one who would take a 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. flight because I thought, well, I got to get there and I got to get, I want to get back home and all that. And I'm not doing that anymore, I don't think. I'll go at 10 or I'll go at noon, and I'll stay over if I need to stay over. Life has changed for me a bit at my home. I lost my husband to COVID during this time, and so the rush to home isn't exactly the same anymore. And so I'm going to make sure that I get my power hour and a half in the morning.
And even stretch it to 2 hours or 2.5. That sounds okay. That sounds okay. Well, Beth, I can't thank you enough for being our guest today, and you are such an asset to this industry. We really appreciate all that you do.
Thank
I just want to close with one thing. You know, before we actually went live, we were talking about the pandemic and how it really brought us all as an industry together.
Yes.
And that's one thing that I really genuinely hope that we don't lose.
Me too.
It's just been so very rewarding. We know that this is a very social industry,
Yes.
but all of the barriers came down during the pandemic. We are all a family, and we are all here to make it to the other side and be successful.
Agreed.
And I think that we've done a pretty good job of doing that.
It's been wonderful to be a part of it. for sure.
Absolutely.
Thank
Well,
you.
Beth, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Beyond the Frame, thanks so much for joining us. Check back in. Jay and I are going to go on the aisle, so let us know if there's anything you're looking for, because Jay and I are going to go exploring.
Uh-oh.
So
Could be a
until
train
next
wreck.
time,
See ya.
bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.